I'm Rachel,
I'm Julia.
where we live in faith every day.
This is Life.
Welcome to Life.
Hey guys.
So we thought it would be kind of interesting to talk about why people leave the church. I feel like so many people leave the church when they reach a certain age, and it's becoming a problem nationwide and worldwide. That Christian blogger, he talked about that. Justin said what percent? Like 52% or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was 7 years ago.
Yeah. And just looking around in all church communities, young adults, there's no such thing.
It's non-existent.
It's non-existent. It's just like children and like the older generation. Yeah, that's it. And then they it's because of the kids.
Yeah,
They come back.
When young adults come to church, they see, oh wait, there's no one my age, and then they leave again, trying to find another church that has it, but then there isn't any. We wanted to talk about some of the reasons behind people leaving the church.
We were talking about our own church.
And there's literally 3 people that's within that age range.
3 people.
But some of the things that we thought that could contribute to people leaving the church is like no parental control, especially in the Korean community, or like I feel like in a collectivist culture, right? So there's like that a whole lot of parental like pressure to go to church, and so once you're out of high school, you're out of your parents' reach.
You're free.
So
Because you've been controlled for so long, you're like, oh, finally,
Mhm.
You don't even give it a second thought. You're just like, I'm ready to leave.
Mhm.
And it's kind of sad because we see this in our church already. A lot of high school kids, they're ready to leave. They're like,
They even say it themselves.
they already planned. They're like, once I graduate, once I receive that diploma, I am gone.
And I think that's the issue. It's the control. But that's not what God is about. That's
Right.
not what unconditional love is about. God is all
Exactly.
about free will. And so when kids are not given that free will, they hate it, they resent it, and then they quit coming.
This is where it's really important. If it comes to that situation, the parents, we can't control the parents, like tell the parents, hey, stop controlling your kids.
Right.
Only way we can do it is by just loving them.
Right.
Just being, hey, church is about love. And if they understand that, if they feel that, then they're like, oh, I actually like coming to church.
Right.
And that's what I feel like the kids need to be able to feel.
Right. And it's not just kids. It's like
Adults.
adults.
Oh, if you saw our last vlog, we did some major stuff for parents because parents need love.
They just repeat the cycle instead of trying to break that cycle, and then do the same thing to their kids. Even though they know that hurt them and they didn't like it, they think that's the only way to do it, and then the cycle repeats itself again.
Right. It's not intentional. It's not. It's just they don't realize it.
They don't know any better.
Right.
Just because you love them does not mean that you're showing love in the right way. Another issue that kind of comes up, I think, that kind of comes with the fact that church is not a top priority for people, is that they get distracted by other things.
Right, and this is a big issue for college kids.
Exactly, because you're free now. You can do whatever you want to. You have money, you have your own job, you have your own
money.
place, but still, it's not completely
Yeah.
controlled, And so you have your own place. You can get whatever you want to. I remember I was vegan for a very long time because my parents were vegan.
Oh, right.
And so all I had was vegan food until I went to college.
You just became a meat lover?
I didn't become a meat lover, but I ate meat because I could do whatever I want to. And so I would drink unhealthy stuff like sodas and cokes and energy drinks.
So your
and
parents
caffeine.
wouldn't let you?
No, not at all. I would eat fish, and stuff like that. And I remember my dad looking down upon me because he was just like, dude, we raised you to eat so healthy. Now look at you. All you're eating is junk and blah, 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 blah.
It's funny. I'm the opposite. I feel like because my parents were never strict on the diet, I chose I kind of want to be healthier. I'm interested in becoming vegetarian. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like that control really changes things.
Everything. Yeah, it does. It doesn't mean that I don't eat healthy anymore. It's just the control of how much they control what I ate restricted me so much. I felt so confined and so restricted. So I wanted to do something just to rebel.
Right.
You know?
And it just feels good.
Right.
You're just like, I finally get my way.
Right.
You know?
It's like that freedom. I finally have that freedom of choice to do whatever I want.
So once you're in the college world or even in the work, right? You're, I don't know, too busy. You're saying, oh, I'm too busy studying. Or, oh, clubs, events, right? Oh, I want to go party because it's like college. I can finally do whatever I want. So,
And then they fall into the deep end.
right.
I've noticed a lot of kids,
Yeah.
a lot of kids who
That
were
leave
very
church.
restricted by their parents, they leave for college and they leave church and they fall deep down on the other side, like the deep end.
Yeah.
So they're drinking like crazy. They like in Korean they call it surgore, you know? That's what they become. And then I've seen like college students, they come to church completely hungover.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that happen actually. We had I was actually pretty disappointed because it was like someone I knew that was older than me, I respected. But getting back to the point, like a lot of these things that they hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Super hard after they leave the church. Like it's so I had a group of friends. We all grew up the same way. I'm telling you, we all went to church the same way. We all learned the same Bible things. We all had strict parents because we were all Korean, and we all hit different ways. And I also think it's I feel like everyone has their rock bottom moments. It's when you hit it that helped me find God.
Everybody experiences everything differently, and everybody comes back differently. They might not even hit that,
Right.
and so they might never come back to church. And they
Instead
didn't
of
think.
wondering why they left, I think we should focus on what's going on in the inside, what we have, what's in front of you.
Right.
We need to prevent it.
Right.
We shouldn't be I know we need to bring them back,
Right.
but we need to work inside the church first,
As well.
prevent that from happening, and then when other people see that, they'll come back.
Right.
You
Right.
know, it takes time.
Exactly. Another issue that we saw in churches, or the reason why a lot of people leave the church, is because church became no longer safe.
Oh, this is a huge deal. I need to go out to more American churches or Hispanic churches or whatever, but Korean churches, it gets pretty deep, guys.
But I've been to non-Korean churches before, and I've noticed a different issue.
Really?
Korean churches, right? We have a lot of afternoon activities, and we have a lot of time where we get to hang out with people, which is why a lot of drama happens. But in American churches, it's literally go, have Sabbath school, worship. Sometimes they'll have potluck, sometimes they won't. But then after that, everybody just goes home.
Right.
Because we have to spend so much time with each other, of course you're gonna have tits for tats. Of course you're gonna have drama. Of course all of that is gonna happen.
It's a relationship, right?
Exactly.
You're not gonna have a perfect relationship. It's
Yeah.
You learn about each other. It's just also how you deal with those kind of things. You know, if we're in a church, we're Christians, then we need to, no matter what, we gotta just love each other, and that's the only way we can avoid these problems.
And it's interesting because I remember when I was being trained as a therapist, is my supervisor would say, you know what a relationship is? A true relationship is breaking and mending, breaking and mending, and breaking and mending. It's the after the breaking, how you mend the relationship. If you notice, if you have a relationship where you've struggled really hard with each other, had arguments and then you worked it out, and you have another argument and you kept working it out with each other, that's the strongest relationship that you have.
It is. I have a friend like that. We got into so many fights. We had a good relationship, we didn't fight, a good relationship fight, and then we had a good relationship, and then we had a huge fight. And then we didn't talk for 2 years. And then we mended it, we talked, took time, and we're unbreakable.
Yeah.
We're the strongest friendship ever. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's like what you do after it breaks.
Mm.
But a lot of people, it's like it breaks, okay, I'm done, and then they leave. And then they forget to mend it or try to mend it. And I feel like that's the same way with relationship with God. It's like it's broken because they have a misunderstanding about God, but then they don't try to mend it.
Like, their relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
And if you break that, it's on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's on us.
That's why leadership and people with leadership positions is so important that they have a personal relationship with God, because that's what people are going to look at. They're going to look at the leaders. And if the leaders don't have a good relationship with God, they're going to see it. And they're not going to like it. And then that might be what turns them away.
Yeah. And I mean, and the way you treat them.
Mm-hmm.
You can say all you want. I have a relationship with God. But if you're not showing it, that's not a relationship.
No, it'll show. It'll literally show. People are so intuitive.
Yeah. And you know,
Extremely
this goes back
intuitive.
to what she always says.
If you receive God's love, then you'll know how to love yourself. And by learning to love yourself, it'll overflow to other people naturally to love other people.
Yeah. And that's what we need to do. I don't know. Have you ever decided to leave the church?
I feel like this should be like a completely different video like that. When you do feel like leaving the church, maybe kind of question yourself. What is your priority? If church is not a priority, then what is your priority? And if you do really care about God and you want to have a good relationship with God, maybe the reason why you're going to church is not the right reason you're going to church.
Right. Think about the reason why you're going to church first, and then why you're leaving the church. What is causing you to feel like, oh, I want to leave the church? And then from there, decide, what can I do? What can I do? You know, because that's the most important thing. It's gonna change your life.
Yeah. So, hope you learned something today, and hope maybe we've reached out to someone today.
So, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to actually share with us, what made you stay in the church, or what made you leave the church? You know, we're curious.
Absolutely. And these are just our opinions and what we have observed with the churches. So this might not be very scientifically researched or a fact or anything like that.
It's something we just like talked about
Right.
on the spot. So.
Exactly. It's an observation that we've made and what we've heard people saying.
Yeah.
So please let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, thumbs up and please subscribe.
Hit that bell button.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. Until next time. Bye.